Hello lovely soul and welcome to this behind the scenes video. It's part of my behind the scenes series where we take the card interpretation and angel message for that week and I take you behind the scenes about maybe something I said or a certain part of the message that I delivered through the card. This week we are looking at Doreen Virtue's Archangel Oracle cards, and the card that the message was related to is this one. Take your power back. This behind the scenes video, the focus of this behind the scenes video is all about whenever you're passing on a message to somebody else. Quite often, the message that you're passing on will have meaning to you as well. This is a card I have just been using in a general interpretation for anybody who follows me and reads my angel messages. And it's all about taking your power back. And all throughout that message, I couldn't help but think this is all for me. This message is all for me. It's all for me. It's all for me. And this is not the first time this has happened. I may be reading for a client and the message that's coming through, I'm thinking, is this really for the client? Because it feels like it's really for me. And the angels are really smart and clever in that way. You can be reading for a client and the message is coming through and there'll be times whenever you think to yourself, this is making absolutely no sense to me. I don't know what words I'm saying, but they make no sense. And on the other side of you is this client sitting and their eyes are opening because whatever weird and wonderful stuff you are saying that makes no sense to you is making perfect sense to them. But then you've got the other extreme where you're conveying a message and your conscious mind starts to kick in because all of a sudden you're thinking, hang on, is this message really for this client or is it really for me? Well, in that instant, it's actually for both of you. You don't turn the message into a message for yourself. I didn't turn this message into a message for myself. I turned it into, or I kept it as a general message for whoever may listen to this card interpretation. But I still took on board what I was saying to my audience. I took it on board for myself because I knew very much that this card was also for me. So it's a fine line. And it's something you need to be careful with if you are giving readings to clients and you realize that the message that's coming through is also applicable for you. You can't suddenly change the whole vibe of the message and turn it back to you. You're reading for a client, so you need to be professional. The message is for them, but it has another meaning or possibly even the same meaning in your life as well. You don't do or say anything during the reading whenever your client's present, but afterwards take note of what you received from the angels through the card as well, because they were working super hard to get a message to your client, but also there was a message, a really important message that you needed to receive as well, and they worked really hard to get that message to you too. So it's quite an unusual sensation whenever that happens. And this, I guess, is quite an unusual behind the scenes video because usually we're talking about certain aspects of the reading and it doesn't usually involve you if you're reading for a client. But sometimes, and there will be times where you are doing a reading for a client and for a millisecond you can feel a little bit uncomfortable because you're thinking, this message is for me. But you need to keep delivering the message because the message is actually for the client. It's just the angels are also tinkling with your intuition as well to remind you that's a message that you need to hear too.